So today we're going to have Torah Shabbat Peh.
Yeah.
So, this halacha is very difficult for people to keep. That Torah Hamoed is not really such a big problem nowadays for most people. You know, we're going to talk about it later, what is cool is. Shopping is a huge headache for people. Now go shopping, you know. That's, yes. I mean, it's Chalamoid, and we can't go shopping and can't buy nothing. So the Mechaber says, all schoire is osir. All business transactions osir. The Mechaber says, even a cold sheet, that the buying and selling, and the Bir Halacha says, even with a goy. You know, people have asked me this question, you know, can I have a goy, you know. And in my neighborhood, there's such a concept, which I didn't know till recently, that people shop for women dresses. They don't do their own. Let's go to a shopper, something like this. So, what? Certain women, yes. Certain women, no. Yes, yes. So it doesn't make a difference. Even you can't tell a guy, buy me something Hamoed. If it's not the Tzorech Hamoed. So you can't buy, you know, it's not Tzorech Hamoed, doesn't make a difference. You bought it and it really doesn't make a difference. And even though it's a kolchi, it doesn't make a big, doesn't have to be a lot. And then, doesn't have to be a big deal. Just buying a silly thing.
A coat sheet?
What do you say?
A coat sheet?
Koldi. Koldi means something small. Koshu. Koshu means something. Kosher means something very small.
Okay.
Something insignificant. So it doesn't make a difference. We don't say, you know, if you made a house or this. It's very important. So when I tell people you to go, not saying you're allowed to go, but unfortunately people go with their family to these Disneyland. Yes, als Chalamoid is not the problem. Pritz is the problem. But the other problem is you can't buy souvenirs. That's not Tzorech Hamoed. People joke with me, Rabbi, I can't tell people I went. I mean, that's part of going there, to tell everyone that I went. But you can't buy, yeah. But really, you can't even buy a souvenir. You can't buy nothing. You're allowed to go, it's the Hilchas Chalamoid, because that's the children enjoying it. But the buying and the shopping of it, things that you don't need, that you're not allowed to. Chazal did not want you to be, so the Rishon and the Chazal didn't want you to get depressed. Sometimes you sell something, you get upset. So even though, so they made a loy plague, even something insignificant. Some Rishonim learned that Chazal were afraid you're going to start doing, you start business, you do everything. But some Rishonim, the Rambam, the other Rishonim ritual seems to say, Chazal did not want you to have the headache of buying and selling Hamoed.
What's this? Spending money?
No, there's no issue to spend. There's no, the issue is, we want you to be happy Hamoed.
What if I want to go to a movie or to a concert?
But you're enjoying it at that moment.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you're allowed to go to a movie, but you know, you're enjoying it that moment. So that's not you're enjoying it Hamoed. You have an enjoyment.
But how's that different than Disneyland?
You're allowed to go to Disneyland, but you can't buy souvenirs. You could go to you go to Disneyland, you go to a concert, but the question is, now you're in Disneyland, I need to buy a Mickey Mouse to show people that I was in Disneyland.
So it's part of the process.
It's not part of the process.
Sure, it's part of the process.
No, it's not. It's extra money. Nothing to do with it. The fun, if they can enjoy it now, yes. If it's something that some people bring keychains for themselves and who knows what, they're not going to use the Hamoed. You're right. If the children can enjoy the toy right now, you're allowed to buy toys for the children Hamoed. You know, about us, we used to call Afikoimen toys. You know, they stole the Afikoimen and the children Hamoed went shopping to get them the Afikoimen toys. So that's you're allowed to. They can enjoy it right then and there. But something that has nothing to do just because I'm there. And,
preparation for later?
Yeah, you can't buy something. You could buy dresses if you're going to wear Hamoed. You could buy a shirt if you're going to wear Hamoed. If you buy a dress but you cannot wear it Hamoed, it has to be fixed. You can't buy it. This is a common question. All of a sudden, every Hamoed, miracles happen. The sales all over. Rabbi, there's a sale. Can I go shopping? Amazing. But the truth is that we'll soon see. The Shiurim says a sale is only something that doesn't come only once in who knows what. They're very rare. That's called a sale. But just because every few weeks there's a sale, that doesn't make it okay.
If you're buying a new garment of clothing, you can say in your mind, for right now,
If you really mean it, you can't play games. Your wife, I have a house full of daughters, and sometimes they'll find something Halamed to buy to wear Halamed. Yes. That's no question. There's no question she's going to buy something Halamed is okay. But it's very hard for a woman to buy clothing just like that because it has to be fixed. And would you say something?
You're saying about the sale was something that you know is going to be gone after something new will come maybe.
It depends what. No, it says. Yeah, the sale. There used to be, I'm not familiar. I heard this many years ago. There was a certain company who sells suits. And always the time of Pesach time, it has to do with the Easter thing, they would be abnormal cheap.
Then you come up.
That was people showed me. I remember the speaker, that's for $100 suit for $30. But have it every year and an Easter vacation and like that. And Kim sometimes Chalamoid, you're allowed to go. You never get it so cheap. Yeah, but what your wife's sales is going to be in 3 weeks now too, and a month from now too. It just happens to be Chalamoid, you're bored, so she finds a sale and she wants to go shopping. Yeah, I mean, the part of the fun for women is the mitzvah too. You know what I mean? It's not the look, it's not that saving money. They feel good. I found the mitzvah and can come home and tell the husband, this is not expensive, this is a mitzvah. It's not that they...
So the heter you were talking about...
something really, it has to be something that you're going to use and it doesn't come around often. That is called, you're allowed to do that, Chalamoid.
From that Arabit.
But no, yeah, that's not going to do it. What it says. But something that every few weeks there's a sale, it doesn't apply. So it's not, you save yourself money. If you have daughters and you have a wife who likes shopping, Chalamoid is not the time for shopping.
No, menno.
Then Mechaber brings a very interessant Sache. They used to, it's all over Bubba Metzia. They used to give a loan a person. If you don't pay me back, you don't have cash, you could give me 10 barrels of wine. The Gemara Metzia, it's a question of ribbis. This was commonly done, even times of Shulchan. So Mechaber says, right? Soba-so. Soba-so means the same thing. This means I'm giving you money, the lady you're going to give me time. So times of the Shulchan, this was going on. Not always it wasn't like nowadays, you go, you take cash. It was a whole different world.
Getting the value of
Merchandise. Let's say you gave a loan $1,000. I have no cash, but I have 10 barrels of wine, or whatever the value is. What do you say? Yeah, well, it's not, the Gemara doesn't call it Khalif, it's the same idea. So Bekitza, if you gave the loan before Yom Tov and now you want to pick up the wine, that is called buying. Mechaber says you can't do that.
Not receiving a loan paid back.
Yes, it's Hayois. Yes, because since Hayois, that was the deal. If you can't give me cash, I'm going to pick up the wine. That's what Mechaber says. You can't pick up the wine because we could look at it as a sale, unless
Use the wine on your money. Oh, that's something else.
yes, if you're going to use it in it. Yeah, let's say you have plenty of wine. It's not such a good wine. It all depends. Unless he says, we have in Yiddish, there's a saying, L'olam tikach. If a guy has money, take it. Unless you know that if now he has money, grab it. You don't know when he's going to pay you. Then it's a Dover Ovid. That's called a Dover Ovid. So if there's any slight chance that that a guy might not be able to pay you, then it's perfectly good. It's called a Dover Ovid.
Why can't you say the same thing for the sale?
No, here he owes you the money. People, you in business?
I know, but the sale is not going to be there in
No.
3 days.
Sale is something
Save
that.
money by not buying.
No. A sale is something that you want. You can save yourself money. There's sales all over. If you gave a loan for someone, I don't know if you ever did it yet. You're young. Yes.
Not on a major amount.
And till they pay you, it's a Kriyas Yamsuf. If they pay, and you have to call them up. I had a guy come to me. A guy took a big loan from him. I call him, and he gets angry. Why I call him? I says, you're in trouble. I told him you're in trouble. I said, you should send us money for Bezin to wake him up. People, unfortunately, till they pay is, they're so a mailer, that's why, but if it's not done to worry about, he's going to be able to pay, then you're not allowed to, because it's like a sale. That's what he says, unless it's to do with Uvid. Now, the Ramos is a big cooler. I remember one time I had with someone, I don't remember what it was. He had some commodities and he came up a deal. I remember now. The people have the closeout sales, this closeout sales, people have this. So I remember a guy once called me up. He closes the business Hamoed. He got a buyer email, which is, this happens to him once in 10 years. He desperately needs it and he's asking around if a certain item. And he has it in the closeout, and he has it. I said, it says in Shulchan Aruch, if it's something very unusual and very, very, very lot of money, then he told me he's going to make 10 times the amount of money. Something abnormal. It happens in the closeout once in a while, such businesses. So he says, then you're allowed to. Because he was soymich under the shoinim that hold a hefsid meruba like this, it's called a dover ovid. It's called like a dover ovid.
Where's the line?
I don't know.
The excitement in the voice of the person. I don't see it.
This case, he told me this case, he's 10 years in the business, is the second time such a thing happened. This doesn't happen.
That's on the presumption that he does business every day.
Yeah, but he does. He has a house full of children. He lives a nice, comfortable life. But he told me it's the second time this happened, meaning to say that, this is a deal that is, it's not expected, abnormal deal.
How do you determine? Once in 5 years, okay.
No, it's very hard.
7 years,
It depends on the profit margin. If a guy would cost them $1 and they're willing to pay $10 because they're desperate to get this item, this is
For one of them, we say locally.
No, because that's called a Dover Ovid. See, Dover Ovid is a relative. No, it's not a Dover Ovid, right? Yes. And Bamsaran some Machlekes, the Bishyosa brings a Machlekes, and the Ramaz Mekel, and a big thing, and the Ramaz Mekel. But it's rare. Most often that doesn't happen. I remember I mentioned this before, and I looked around, I found that Moshe says so. Remember I said, I think to you I said, your father has the business. If he doesn't pay last week spoke about it, he doesn't pay the workers on Hamoed. If he if you tell them not to come Hamoed, he has to pay all the workers. You have to pay all of them. And Moshe holds, clearly it's a Dover Ovid. Most of the Chronim, they just say it's strange that we're going to keep businesses open on that Hocha. Because certain, in America, I asked my daughter who has a big business, I have to pay them. There's no such a thing. She told me not only they could sue me, the labor department go after her. She told me not that they could sue me, money could take care of that, but the labor department is going to go after you. So it's she has to pay them, so that's called the Dover Ovid. But that doesn't help Yontev, the 2 Yom Tovim. That's part of the business expenses, which my daughter says, it's just part of the business expenses. We have to pay them the 2 days Yontev. Unless the work that my daughter does doesn't work like your job, but unless there's a job, like you just mentioned, you can give it out to them, they don't have to do it, you can do whenever they want. I have lawyers that tell me they have people working on cases for them, and he has no idea when they do it. Some people love to do it in the middle of the night, get up 4 in the morning, can do it when it's quiet. So that's no problem if they do it for you in the weekend. But if you're doing it in the office and get paid by the hour, there's no head to Yontev is Dover Ovid. So Yontev, the business must be closed. Hamoed, since you got to pay the workers, that's called Dover Ovid. Okay. Says the Rebbe Chaber says that you're allowed to collect a loan because there's no issa to pay a loan on Hamoed. That's not called Mekach HaMemker. To pay a choiv is not called Mekach HaMemker. Mekach HaMemker is buying and selling, but a guy wants to pay a loan, great. But then the Mechaber says, if a guy doesn't want to pay a loan, if you go to Bezdin, they could write a Hazmona, go to court if you're allowed to go to court. Not paying a loan is just called Dover Ovid. Many people don't want to pay, till you get them to pay. But I don't need it now. I want to buy business, collecting money.
Changes the person. You have it. It's better by you than by him.
That's not called Tzedek Hamoed. That's business. That's part of business. Tzedek Hamoed, you have to eat it now, enjoy it now. But this is business. And business, you got to put pressure. By the way, I was telling someone, as a shtickle Talmid Chacham, He was asking me, you're not obligated to give a person a loan if he cannot secure it. Someone to the loan, I says, very nice, but you have a right to tell him get a urev. You wanted $25,000.
You're obligated to give a loan? No.
It's a mitzvah, in case of Tauber Ami, but if you could secure it. Yes, it's a pussing in the Torah, case of Tauber Ami. It's a mitzvah's esem and a Torah, maybe we should give a whole sheet about it, maybe after Yom Tov. It's a mitzvah's esem and a Torah to give a loan. Secure. That's what Shulchan Aruch begins in Chosh Mishpat and Hilchos Alvua. It's a mitzvah, that's a Rambam. Mitzvah has to give a loan, but you're not allowed to, you don't have to be a fool. The guy's going to come to you and say, I want $1 million. Oh, how are you going to pay back exactly? I don't know. I mean, that's...
What about like for something more like $100 or $1,000? Should you still secure that?
You have a right. It's up to you. I told someone recently who's going to give a loan to someone, I tell them, I want to tell you something, it's a donation. So a rich guy says, I figured. He came for $1,000 loan. I said to you, he's not going to pay you back. It's a donation. He says, okay, let him feel better, I'll give him $1,000. But if you don't mind, but if you need $1,000 and it's not something, do you have a right to demand that he should guarantee it?
Is it a right, or I can hear from you it's an obligation?
No, you could do whatever you want with your money.
No, if you don't want to give it to tzedakah, right, then you are obliged to ask for security.
Right? No. I could be a nice guy and give a guy a loan, and maybe he's going to pay me, he's not going to pay me back. There are many people in my neighborhood who give dusata who are very nice and sweet. But the halacha, a guy's coming, I don't know how he's going to pay, I'm not mechuyev to give him a loan. He tells me, how will you pay back? I don't know. So I'm not mechuyev to pay, give him a loan. I watch in my neighborhood, the older babatim got burned, so their children don't give loans. It's a terrible thing. I begged, when 25 years ago, I was begging the rich balabatim, still alive, I want you to take him to court and foreclose the house. It's because you're not giving loans now, because you don't want to foreclose the house on them. What are the people going to say? I kicked them out of the house. Says, I'll write you a letter that you're allowed to kick them out of the house. People are not paying. But I tell people, I told recently someone, a guy wanted a loan, put a lien on the house, and the karka lost the house. I was very happy. I convinced them. To be Lubavitch, we gave a nice loan over $50 to $60,000. I told him, don't be foolish, put a lien on the house. And he did put a lien on the house. And the guy couldn't pay, it took 2 years, and they still didn't pay him, and he just took the house. That's what the Shulchan Aruch says clearly. It's a mitzvah what he's doing, because then people can give loans. Otherwise, people are never going to give loans.
The house is worth a lot more than $60,000.
Yeah, but so he got me. He couldn't get another mortgage because he didn't realize he's about chayiv. He's maxed out, and there was enough equity. And as soon as he started foreclosure, he found the money. You know how these things go. Okay. So the Mechaber says another case, which the Gemara says, if you have schleira now to sell, if you don't sell it now, you're going to lose the value that its value is. Not talking about what you could make. I bought this in the value market, $10 a piece. If I don't sell it Hamoed, it's going to be a little less value. Now I could make some money or save the loss. That means, but let's say today you could get $13 an item, and after you own $12 an item, that's not a heter.
But if you bought it for $12,
yeah, if you bet $12, you might lose. Then it's a dovero. You're allowed to sell it. That's what the Shulchan Aruch talks about. So it has to be. We have to get used to it. Shopping Hamoed Ezusa. And what's his name? Levi. I don't know if you know. In New York, they made a big tumult. There's a Svarim sale every Hamoed, right? They have such a thing. How's it called? Svarim? There's in New York. They have a huge. Satzor Hamoed. Yeah, they made a big tumult about it. The first time I heard about it, I asked someone, then I heard the older Rabbi also made that. But there's a name for it, right? There's a New York, there's a whole bunch of sellers come together and they sell Svarim, Hamoed. So there's really not a heter. There's no real heter. They do.
Is there an issue on the seller side?
Sure. You know, he's not selling. No one's going to buy now. If the guy needs a yontif, it's all right. He doesn't. It's that they're doing it because people bochum have off, yingelayt have off, and there are people like the svarim, and there's no real heter for that.
If they use it during yontif,
Then it's okay. I have a friend who went to the Stipe Lagoon. This is Chaim Kanetsky's father. Goes back 35 years ago, and it was a bochum, I have a friend, and he was coming back to America, and he went in to ask a Sefer Kilas Yankov. He made incredible good svarim on one of the kutchim. So he asked him, "Are you learning kutchim?" "No, I'm going to America." He started screaming at him. He started screaming. My friend said, "I thought I was over Arbu Mrs. Besden." It means Arbu Mrs. Besden means Chal Shabbos, worship Avodah Zorah, every in the Torah. So I for years I was puzzled by this, because if he's leaving to America and he wants a sefer, it's tzorich. You know, it's really tzorich. He told him he's leaving. But obviously he just wanted to teach people, because until not Hamoed is chomer. Most people, most people don't realize. So you have a store open. You know, I don't know if you have to ask every guy coming to the store and Chabad's store why they're buying it. But if a guy tells you, I don't need it now, I need it afterwards, then it's a problem.
you put a sign that says that
I tell people, don't ask and don't say. You don't have to ask.
no,
I say, don't ask, don't, what?
puts a sign saying that you're buying it, with the intention to use it.
The question is, sometimes you have guests. I was once in the father's store many years ago, and I overheard a conversation. The guy came from very far away. Happened to drive all the way in and was buying them. That's called a dover ovid. There was a shliach over. He drove who knows so far just to bring the children to LA. He was going to drive back that night. So I remember thinking to myself, that's a real dover ovid. I mean, he's here. He needs those svarim, whatever he needed, items. You know, this goes back to many years ago. Today everything is online. I see, because my wife is not well, and she does lately. Everything is, you could buy everything online, just a few dollars more. It's cheaper, even. I was joking with my wife. It says you could buy soina boots online too. Soina boots means hating money. Soina boots means a guy who hates money. So there's a famous Yiddish joke that for money, for enough money, you could find someone who hates money for the right price. But anyways,
to go into your office and check emails on a long way.
if it's not a dover over, there's no heter. For what? For when?
On your phone?
I'm just saying, if you want to know personal things, someone called you with if it's just business, you're not allowed to do business. Why are you looking at the phone,
I don't know, it just seems to me it's something that's very lax.
That's why you came here tonight. It's totally hefke by many people. If you never learned halachas, people have no idea. There's no idea. So you're allowed to go in, check your email. If you defer it, deliver of it. I don't know how your business goes, but certain businesses, if you don't respond, he was saying, Jonathan was once saying, explaining to me, asked me this question. Sometimes we don't respond, we could lose a customer. He said it recent of it. He has sometimes big customers, not just a guy ordering to a store or something like that. That could be a dover of it. Yes, you're allowed to even send out. You're losing a customer. I don't know how your business works exactly. If you're afraid you lose a customer because you didn't answer with the email, then you're right. But just curious, what's going on.
Yeah.
I think it's more curiosity, right?
Problem.
All right, that's not really a heta. Okay.
So you just can't log on to your work email out of to see what's going on.
Yeah, but why? Yeah, that means.
I mean, you can check if something serious is happening.
What do you do for a profession, living?
Well, I'm an engineer, so I work for the Air Force, and
So you have to work Hamoed, or do you have to get
no,
out?
I have vacation time, so I just
Take a vacation. Now, this is an important question. It's good that you brought this up. People have asked me this question. He could take off Hamoed and use the vacation time, but then he's going to lose out, not have real vacation with his wife and family.
that's right.
Why isn't Halacha vacation with your wife and family then? Come on.
It's not the same. It's not. You ask people.
Yeah, that's a question I've always wondered.
I have this question I thought about. You understand the question?
You're saying that's the Dover of it?
Maybe it's a doverov, because are you mechuyev to say like this? he has to, he could take off Hamoed, but he'll lose vacation time. That's what all these big companies, I mean, no problem. But now you don't, is having a vacation, losing a vacation time of it? Because Hamoed you're spending with your, look, I don't know how many children you have, but I could say about myself, Hamoed, when all the children come, I don't have all, I can't have all 10 come, but you know, when they come, we're exhausted after Yantif. Not when your children come home, you know, you also have a house full of children, and you know, when we come to the parent, it's after Yantif, we need a vacation. You know what I mean? It's just exhausting. So I say to a person who really needs a vacation, then he doesn't have to use Chalamoidas that way. But if I don't know, that's why I don't know how your family set up. If you could go away Chalamoid and you enjoy yourself, and you don't have all your children coming working on, then that's your vacation, like the Rabbi just said. But if Chalamoid is not really a vacation, you don't have time to relax. You know what I mean? Isn't it true? All your children come home Chabad, they don't come home Yantiv. They come home Yantiv? While they come home. Right, then you can't say that we had a vacation now. You had family time. You don't say you had a vacation. To get away, it's important for people to get away. So if the getaway is, if your case, if you would Chalamoid not have vacation time because the family is, then you're allowed to. You don't have to do that.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it does restrict the amount of vacation time I take during the year.
That means
I had someone who told me he doesn't have any vacation time because Pesach he takes off, Sukkot he takes off, and he has to Rosh Hashanah. They Rosh Hashanah they give you off, or you have to take off your vacation time.
Vacation time. Well,
Right.
I work overtime, so I can use the comp time to take
Wow.
off. So I really try and do that, so it doesn't eat into the
Okay.
vacation time.
So that's there you have it. Right.
Yeah.
so in that sense, you can work. Full work.
In that sense, if a person, I cannot speak about his case, but if a person has needs, you have a lot of, Chalamoid is not a time you're going to relax because everyone is there, then there's no vacation, you're not going to have a vacation time.
Nobody's really there so much.
That's what it is. I mean, if your family dynamics is that you could get away from Chalamoid and have a vacation, then it's different. I'm focusing when people have many children, Chalamoid is not a vacation time.
No, it's also restricted on where you can eat, what you can eat, based off what you can eat.
That's not so terrible. There are people in my neighborhood who go away, they prepare food and they go away and probably go skiing. I don't know where to go. Yeah, they go skiing. Not Sukkot, Pesach. They went skiing this year. They went up, I don't know, north someplace now where they went and went for 3 days skiing. So obviously they took food. I mean, they asked me a bunch of questions and I don't know how to do it, but okay.
If a person just has a preference that I want to take a vacation when it's not Hamoed,
That's not good enough.
that's not good enough.
I tell people.
I can take a vacation much better.
That's not. I'm talking about not having a vacation time. Okay, but he's describing, probably he could take off and have a good time with his wife and Chalamoid. So then the Mechaber says a very interesting Zach. We don't know how to appreciate this. Listen carefully. If you learn the Daf Yomi, you realize this. They didn't have money. You know what I mean? A food, I remember I explained to you, food was the most expensive item. To have a loaf of bread, you know how much manpower you needed for bread. Food was very, very expensive. So the Rabbi says, if you're going to sell an item and have extra money and you'll buy things for Simchas Yontiv which you can't buy right now, then you're allowed to sell it for Simchas Yontiv. You understand what he said? Let's say you're going to have bread, matzah, let's say, but you won't be able to afford meat. That's what the Messiah gives a mashal. You can't afford meat. But if I sell this item on Chalamoid, I will have some extra money to buy me. I don't have to use all the money, but it has to be honest. You really don't have meat. By selling this item, opening the store, I will sell and I have money now too, then it's okay. Yeah, but even though the Chiddush is Soirich HaMoed, you have to, sell one item. But here, once I'm allowed to open for this, it becomes a little lax. based on Yerushalmi, this halacha. Because if a person mamish needs a tzorech Hamoed, he's allowed to sell it. He doesn't know what to eat, and so here we're talking about he has, but now he has what to eat. He's not going to go hungry, but he's not going to have meat. He's not going to have things. And so this is what I say. This week's parsha we read. We live in a time which the pussy could say, we have Roiv Koil. It is really frightening. It really, really is. We're living a life of a wealthy person. I was, the other day, this guy in my neighborhood has this fancy Bentley, this big, oversized, I don't want to say his name, oversized, he has to drive around. So I always joke with people, I say, let me tell you my beat-up car and his. My beat-up car probably cost, you can get it for $6,000. His is $400,000. How much better you think it is, his car? He's not going to speed more than 65 miles an hour. And I have air conditioning. My air conditioning was great. Maybe the system, the noise, the music, the acoustic maybe is better. Maybe it has heat coming from the seats, or maybe that. But you know why he pays $400,000? You could say, hoo-ha. But you know what? In Europe, no one had a car. My grandparents were wealthy. They had their own horses. Imagine, they were wealthy. And most people that had to go to Balagula. You know what a Balagula means? All the stories. Hired a taxi driver. My grandparents had 4 horses. They were wealthy people. Today, every family has 2 cars, and you have a teenager, and you got yourself a 3rd car. Isn't it amazing? So we don't realize this is frightening when every time I come end of the year, read the parsha, like say this halacha to people that you don't have enough. There is people, but 90% of the time it's not that way. He doesn't have enough for Simchas Yantav, and now he's gonna. Let's face it, your wife goes by and she doesn't even look what it costs. Isn't that true? I don't know. I do lately. Almost. I do the shopping now. We gave it the list. I don't even pay attention. I like after the shopping now. Not always, but Kapunim. I know this is milk. I don't buy milk. This is milk. But we live. I live in I'm still a rabbi. Who live in a restricted amount of money. But that's how blessed we are nowadays. It's really frightening. Okay. Then the Mechaber says they used to have a yerid. You know what that means, Rabbi Isai? Yerid was a flea market that would happen only, that means that you see the stories of the yerid, a market. So they used to plan ahead of time and who knows what. Like from all over. And they used to have butadinim set up. The times of before the Duster Revolution came around, there used to be arbu harutzes, they made up the kunis. And you know what they used to do on a yerid? They used to have a bezdin and used to have a list of people who didn't pay the dues. You know when they used to announce it? Shabbos ben yishtabach liyoitzer oyer. A huge announcement. Ploini ben Ploini has not paid his debts yet.
I know.
Have said what? Chazal made this special to show the Chomer Hadvorim. You know what Chomer Hadvorim? How you say this in English? How serious it was because business couldn't go. So I once put up a zettel that told people, don't get, this guy goes around borrowing money, he doesn't pay back. Someone says it's Lashon Hara. He says, he's a barbish Sarab, it's not Lashon Hara. He goes around convincing people to give him a loan and he never pays back anyone. So this is what they did. In Abu Arutzis and the Yerid, there was Shabbos, they made a big announcement on Shabbos.
Everyone came to shul for that.
Because everyone was in shul. But the reason, because during the week they were busy putting up the packages and selling, and Shabbos haven't come to shul, and there are a list of the debtors. So don't sell for this guy. But anyway, so didn't happen all the time. They depended on the goyish yerid. You know what I mean? Because they used to have on the time of Easter. I don't know why in Easter they speak about it. And Easter they would have a yerid and depend on the goyim. So you're allowed to. You're allowed to go if you buy and sell, because that's when they bought things but they needed for very cheap. And that's when you're able to sell things that you have for very cheap. There was a lot of buyers. You made money. That was once a year. It doesn't happen all the time. That's called the Dover Ovid.
So the rule is something that's once a year? Or
Yeah, there's something that's not common. It's not every few weeks there's another Yerid. They used to have, it seems like in the Mishnah Berurah, they used to have a Yerid every Thursday, something like that. Once this side, once that side of the town. But here's talking once in a while, that is called the Dover Ovid. We don't have this. You know, we really don't.
Since we have these big fairs, people travel here to the time.
For what? For the conventions, you mean? Yeah, but they don't buy anything. People have told me, people have gone Hamoed, they don't buy. They just look around. There's nothing to buy. They don't make
They
deals.
have these big fairs in Vegas.
Yeah, but
All
they,
the industries get together.
yeah, but they don't sell on the spot. They very rarely. They now. The way people ask me and electronics and everything, they want to show it to you and you can give them the number. What?
Business in Brazil.
Nothing much. I don't know.
The whole business happened.
Oh, that's it. But here the convention doesn't work that way. You go to a plumbing convention, they sell on the spot.
Not in some shows, yes.
Some okay.
Some shows they take orders right
Take order, all right. But you don't have to order that. You can get the same thing after the convention.
No, they have specials in the show.
Oh, okay. Then it's true. If it's a Dover Ovid, then you're right. Then it's a Dover Ovid, yeah.
These shows, they don't, you could pick up their card.
Right. A guy told me in the computer convention, such a thing, electronic computer.
Just for propaganda.
It's just to show what they have, and this guy's in the business. He took the number and told me there was no. His question was, can you just fly to Vegas and look around? This is his business, and the computer.
But sometimes you go to these shows, you meet buyers, you meet whoever, that you may not meet the rest
So
of
that's a
the
Dover Ovid. You're allowed to go. I mean, that's called a Dover Ovid. And also, he told me you have to go because you got to be top of your business.
Right.
It's not like a guy explained to me like I'm. Anyways.
Does this concept of an oven exist not just for Hamoed, for other things?
For Uvel, if you learn Daf Yoim, Uvel also has a heter of Dover Ovid. For it's a Dover Ovid in the Shiva, he's allowed to have it sold and have it taken care. But that's all. Only for Shiva, only Chalamoid. There's no such thing Dover Ovid, Yontiv, Shabbos, and there's such a thing Dover Ovid by you're not allowed to do. We had in the Gemara, you're not allowed to do business with the goy 3 days before before their Chaga, before their holidays. Dover Ovid, you're allowed to do the business before the.
But for other things, to get a heter or to not be mechir or something.
No. Dover Ovid, there's Shabbos, no Yontiv, there's nothing Dover Ovid. Let's say we spoke about he has to pay the workers, right? So Chalamoid is allowed to come run the business, but there's no heter the 2 days Yontiv, even the second day Yontiv, there's no heter. He has to, it's good, it's a business expense. It's a terrible Dover Ovid. How many people work in your business over there? 30 people work?
30 people.
30 people. Imagine you got to pay 30 people for 4 days Yontiv. It's a lot of money. My daughter also, she has about 30 people. She says it's a lot of money, but that's just part of the business.
The employees love it. I mean,
Yeah, it's obvious. They
They
love.
get also vacation days.
Yeah, you can, and you're not allowed to. You hear this?
Yeah.
All right, that's how the law is. It's most of these laws help the Jews an enormous amount. Baruch Hashem. Before that, if you didn't come on Saturday, don't come on Sunday. So Baruch Hashem, they did help. But it's a big loss. But that is no heter of Dover Ovid. Dover Ovid is only Chalamoid. A guy came to me. He wants to sell his business. So he came with a Rav. And the shlich about shlich. So he says, but if he's going to close Shabbos, it's a Dover Ovid. I say, so there's no heter. What should I tell you? There's no heter. You can't have the store open. He has the store open in the valley, in the from neighborhood. It's one of these fans. It doesn't make a difference. I told him, I cannot do it. Same thing, Yontif Sheni, Yontif. What did you say?
Bury the dead.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing you're allowed to do is bury the dead, and a chayla is allowed to take medicines. The other question people ask me all the time lately, they have websites who sell things. 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 You also sell on the web, no? It's sold automatically, right?
Yeah.
It's sold, that's what people tell me. I don't know the detail. It gets sold automatically, right?
Yeah. I close it on Yom Tov.
What do you close?
What do I close? What do you mean what I
You
close?
close your website?
The website is saying.
Stores closed, yeah.
The website.
The website.
Why? And
Why? Why can't people put in an order?
You're not delivering it.
You're not delivering anything. The what?
We're collecting the money at that time.
You're not collecting. The machine is collecting. They're sending it. Can I have someone pay me?
Money to my bank.
So what?
Okay.
Can
Just go to Hacker.
no? Can I? Now one second. Can someone throw in an envelope in your house? He wants to pay you. Okay, he wants to pay me. He's a pay. He wants to buy. I'm not doing anything.
Why don't I leave my door open?
In your
Keep
store,
organized there.
you're gonna have a guy working there. Here, it's done automatically. They order money. If you have to deliver it yourself, you can't. Or if you have some people hire other companies to do it for them, that you cannot do. But just ordering, and if people
Are
are.
you allowed to keep, in theory, your website open?
If you, I don't have the whole picture clearly, but I have a few people. Someone told me he sells a lot of items. He has a company who sends it out for him.
That's something else.
You mean that he sits? Okay, let's say.
I have an employee who ships stuff.
Yeah, but he has a big.
I have my own employee who ships
Okay,
stuff.
that for sure is also. But even what he does, he works with Amazon, one of these companies, and they ship it out for him. So he's paying the workers to do it for him. He's paying them. That's it's also. But if other people told me, I put on the website that since it's holidays, it'll take another 2 days to arrive. You're allowed to take orders, and PayPal is allowed to go through. I didn't do it. They wanted to through it. It's okay.
Well, most of the time, when you place an order, it's not shipped out the same day.
Yeah, but now let's say it's 3 days. Let's say this year it's Wednesday, it's Thursday, Friday, Shabbos. So you're right on the website that it's due to the holidays. It will come Jewish holidays. It will come a day late. That's what a guy told me that he does. So there's enough kimina, and how to do it.
So then if you're paying a third company to ship your stuff,
That's awesome.
Drop ship where go straight from.
That's awesome because you hired them to do it for you. It's like telling Jimmy to read my email and do me a favor, Jimmy. Pick up this chair and deliver it to the guy.
Yeah, it's a problem to sell your items on Amazon when you have a large, let's say, you're not going to fulfill it yourself. You want Amazon to fulfill it.
So that's a problem of Shabbos.
You send your product to Amazon, and so someone can't order from Amazon.
Right, because it's your product. You told Amazon, do it for me.
Yeah, but if Amazon's going to hold it for you and not send it out, it's fine.
Yeah. They're not sending it, they're not working for you now. Shabbos is not working for you. Yom Tov is not working.
What is that big company in New York, the pictures?
It closes. The whole website closes.
B&H photo.
Yeah. He doesn't need to, but it's a great Kiddush Hashem.
It's a very good Kiddush Hashem, but in theory he doesn't.
It doesn't have to.
Orders.
You could take
You're
orders.
talking about a lot of money that this guy's doing.
This guy,
He's doing well. I know that.
it's amazing. It is amazing. It's a Kiddush Hashem, and that's why he has a brocha.
Access the website.
No, it's not a. He's a Satmar guy. He said more than he said in the public. Since he started keeping Hamoed, his business tripled. He said it in public. He wants to tell people. Doesn't make sense. He didn't want to close Hamoed. He had all the Tatum. He one year decided to close it, and he was shocked that his business tripled. That's why he doesn't even. You can make orders up here, Halacha, and just say it's closed and a big sign.
How many minutes till it opens? Says it counts.
It does, yeah. No.
End of Shabbos.
So people just place their orders.
They can't even do that.
They can't even do that.
They can't even do
You
that.
can browse, you can't place orders.
He browse. He could,
On
yeah,
my site, they can browse,
yeah.
but it says clearly, it says come back at such and such time, and the store will be open.
Okay,
They
that's
can
a
add it
Kiddush
to a
Hashem.
cart, they can add it there, it'll be sitting there. Once they Shabbos, they wanna go and just pay, they can pay.
That's a huge Kiddush Hashem, incredible Kiddush Hashem. But people have asked me this because you're allowed to take orders. Like you're allowed to take orders. As long as you don't have to go and send the work out, people could email you whatever they want. The other question is, well, people ask me, you could set up your computer to sell stocks. Do you know that?
Yeah. Buy and sell.
Buy and sell.
Yeah.
So, there was a Rav here, a guest, and he made a big fuss about it, and I still don't get it. I mean, you could set up the computer when an item, a stock gets so much and so much, it should be get sold, or if it gets less, you know what I'm so talking about. You do a deal with stocks. There's nothing wrong if you set up the business that way. You understand what I'm saying? You're not doing anything. It's like setting up. You set up the clock. The light should go on at 9 in the morning, right? Or the air conditioner should go on. So all you're doing is you're telling the computer, and if the stock drops or goes high, sell, and the computer sells it.
But we can't make orders
Who asked
ourselves.
it?
I don't know how to Rav over here from New York, and I forgot his name, and I said, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't get what he was saying. There's nothing wrong. So there was a Rai he brought from Kivega, then I looked all over. Everyone, it's a Dik from Kivega, then I saw the Chazonish argues, and Chaim Kaneski argues. I found a bunch of... the question is, can I make a Chalois Kinyan on Shabbos? Do you know what Chalois Kinyan means? Take the Kinyan should take an effect. Kivega is Medaik from Gemur, and Gittin, the get cannot take effect on Shabbos. But they all say it's Dafka by get. That means I could sell something. I could say, pick up this object.
If he sells an object on his website, that's the king.
Yeah, it's not sold. It's not sold. It's an order.
They pay the money.
It's just an order. He could send back the money.
They give money.
There's no. He doesn't have the object. Yeah, but nothing was bought yet. Let's say he doesn't have the item. They just ordered the item, and he'll send it out afterwards. There was no Kenyan. There's no Kenyan in this item. You put in an order.
Yes, it was not Kenyan. By going for sure, it's Kenyan.
It doesn't even. It's a Kenyan. There's nothing. I don't have an object. I don't have to say any of this object. But I think he always has that. You have always that schreide. How often they don't?
It would make a difference. I'm saying it's
I just took the money. I know it's chayvus. I could you could how's this a name in English? You could give a refund immediately the money. You go with PayPal. I don't have the item.
Yeah, but they often,
You don't have to have the item. It's not this chal right now. Chayvus. There's nothing chal.
If I did that, then I told people, I said, I'm just refunding your money, then you didn't say.
It's true. It's bad to the business, but you don't have to. You don't.
Stock you can do it. If it's sold,
Stock is sold. I'm not talking about stock. Stock is sold. You set the computer to sell it.
he will say, since it's happening on Shabbos, you can do it.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a difference. So what happens to Shabbos?
So on Hamoed, can we buy or sell stocks?
If it's a dover of it, I don't know what stocks is. I just know it's gambling. But people tell me, no, it went down, went up. It's time to buy.
Sometimes there are certain market conditions which happen because of what's going on that
It's gonna go up.
You have to buy.
Yeah, then you're right. You're allowed to. Yeah, that's a dover of it. That you're right. I have a guy in my shul. The market crashed. He bought stock, and people thought he was nuts. And he's very wealthy from that 2008. Remember the market crash? He bought iPhone stocks would drop to $300, $200, and who knows about it. And he bought everything. And people were saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" But you have to know what you're doing. I tell people don't deal with stocks because if people deal with stocks are tensed up. Who knows them the whole time? Takes away the Simchas Yantav. You trade on the stocks?
No, not like that.
Oh, not like that.
I buy and hold, and
But you look at it and get agitated.
They all get agitated.
not too much.
But you
Sometimes.
yeah, so that's why I tell people not to do it. Here you get agitated, right? You look it up.
Possible.
People tell me that a guy tells me that he stopped bringing the newspaper in the home. He says, Rabbi, I know you once said you're not allowed to newspapers. That's not the problem. I look at the stocks on Shabbos. That's the problem. There's no head to do that. That's really no head to.
Wait, gambling is also?
Gambling is also, but a goy it's not an issa.
But goy, it's not.
No,
Go to Vegas and gambling is not.
the goy is not. It's just a terrible thing to do. It's not an issa.
You're not playing the dealer, you're playing the owner.
Whatever. It's not. It doesn't make a difference. If it's a goy, you're allowed to play.
The owner of the casino, the hotel is Jewish.
Then you're not allowed to.
But it's a corporation, it's never an individual.
I know it works.
Explain what's in Hansbach or something? I don't know.
It's a long we spoke about it. It's a big mechalik Rishonim and the Rambam says you shouldn't do it. The Rambam says you're allowed to, the Rambam says you're not allowed to, the Tur says you're not allowed to, and the Shulchan Aruch paskin you shouldn't gamble money you did not eat.
You shouldn't gamble because?
Because it's smachta lekanya.
No, it's Geneva.
It's geneva.
With another year.
It's a smachta. But if you, I had my neighbor, I convinced people to play gamble. They Hanukkah, but the winner, all the money goes to tzedakah. So we play. This year they played, and the winner was going to donate to Torah Samus all the money.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was $12,000. It's nothing to sneeze.
Competitive rate.
What did you say?
I was wondering
What they were playing,
They're playing cards. You know, there's Yiddish cards.
The example you gave with the start of the computer, does that mean that all automated home automation, when you tell computers to turn the lights on and off?
Yeah, just like you, don't you have, we have a clock, cooking food now, but don't you have a light, Shabbos clock, the light goes on, the shul has one, your air conditioning works that way.
So what's the limit on?
That's the question, because the Moshe. Yes, you could set the heating should go on, the heating go off, exactly.
So the watering the plants people do?
The watering pad, you don't have in-house automatic sprinkler system, it goes on Shabbos and Yom Tov. It's perfectly okay.
Can you turn off an electric switch that has appliances attached or anything? With a timer?
It's off anyways, you mean?
No, let's say you had like, people have their hot plates on or other things. If there's food involved, it becomes.
If you can't turn a switch off, if it's
Know yourself, when you've got a timer that would go off after a certain amount of time.
yeah, they're not pialoch. There's not. But why would you want to turn the switch off? It's anyways off.
No, let's say, I know people, they keep their food hot for Shabbos, and then like, at the end of the night, it's still been on. It's been on for like 24 hours or something, you know? Why not have it so it can go off after?
Yeah, but you're allowed to do that. People have that. People have a timer. People have an oven. Today's oven, Shabbos ovens, these fancy ovens that you're Heinemann, there's such a thing. You said it. We have such a thing. We don't have such a fancy one, but we have one thing that it will go off exactly midnight on Friday night. Goes off.
But does it come back on again?
No,
Can
it's
you
set.
put it back on?
No, but food. What do you know? You put food. You can't put food in the oven on Shabbos. There's no way to put it out. So it doesn't help you go on garden again.
No, but having come at a lower temperature.
Yeah, you could have that set too. That it goes on a low temperature. But you can't put fresh food into the oven.
Right.
I don't know.
What if it's already cooked?
Still, you can't put it into the oven.
What's the lowest highest temperature that would be permissible?
There's no limit.
Not
Before you have to let
warm
this
up.
on.
The what?
Can you warm something up?
You could warm. You could with something. You could only take something, put it on the blech, something that you make a big shini. Shini means a big change. Let's say you could take people do. They want to take chicken and warm it up. So they take a disposable pan, turn it upside down, put a piece of chicken on top of the disposable pan, which is on top of a blech. That's called the big shini.
Warms it doesn't.
It warms it quite well. I saw my wife did it recently, and it warms it quite well. That is a bracha.
Put challah on, no?
Challah you can put straight on the blech
It's dry.
because you can't cook challah. Challah has to have an oven, so that's the big shini putting on the blech.
But it has nothing to do with the wetness?
No, nothing to do with wetness. You cannot bake challah on a blech, so that's the biggest shini is on the blech. Food you could put on the blech, so then you need another type of a shini.
Even if it's wet.
Yeah, nothing to do with wetness. That's nothing to do with that.
So if you have a robot that cleans the kitchen,
They what?
a robot.
Yeah, you could set up a robot. People ask me, someone asked me over here, we were learning Hilchah Shabbos. What's his name? What's your name? What's your first name again? Someone asked me over here when we were learning Hilchah Shabbos that I remember his mother-in-law, someone of his family, every Friday night they fill up the dishwasher, you have it set. So let's say they finish the meal at 8 o'clock, at 10 o'clock the dishwasher goes on and washes all the dishes.
Some people have that every Shabbos morning, 8 a.m. the shit
Yeah, but the shiksa does it because she doesn't want to do it Monday. Yeah, but my neighborhood, they have all shiksas, but it's clear the shiksas do it because they, otherwise they're going to have to do it Monday, that's something else. But, it wasn't so simple. I mean, I can't say Api Halacha it's Asa, because you're allowed to put away dishes, but
So you could put the dishes in the dishwasher and then after it's washed, automatically you can take them out and use them again.
if you use it for lunch, yes.
Do you have to put the dishes in any order you get them, or you can organize them?
Well, we can't put in any water, it doesn't fit.
Okay, so can you organize the
Yeah,
dishes?
you could organize dishes.
You
That's
can
it.
pick a dish and say.
Put
I
it,
want
that's,
this here,
yeah,
and
that's
then-
what you do, yes.
What do you worry about, Mohammed?
What?
No, I thought when you have things that are mixed,
But dishes are not mixed. Dishes, silverware is mixed. Dishes are not
The
mixed.
problem with the new dishwashers, when you open and close, there's something that happens.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like an automatic light, like in an airport, in an
Oh.
airport.
Like you put on scooter.
I don't know.
No.
I'm not aware about that. There is a sensor on it.
Yeah, the new ones.
The new ones,
They
okay.
know when you open, they know when you can.
Why can't you have a timer?
You know, yeah, but when it's off, I understand when it's off, it's off.
It's off.
It's not the one.
Not that you have.
No.
Unless you
It's
want to
always
clean
on,
the
it always
dishes.
knows exactly where it is.
Why is it kasha?
Just that the new ones are that way.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's a
Like
problem.
if they're in the mid-wash and you open it.
That's
it's out.
that I know. My dishwasher also that works that way. But when it's off, it's off. Unless we push the buttons to put it on, there's no light, there's no nothing. I don't know. Maybe yours is different. Mine is not so
Once,
new.
There's no buttons, you need to open it to apply the buttons.
And I'm saying we have a dishwasher, and we could set it too. But when it's off, there's no lights. I looked more than once. There's nothing there. When it's on, then the lights go off. If you open it, a bunch of lights will go on and a buzz. But doesn't I don't know. Could be it's different. Then it's a problem because then you're making a current. That's a problem.
so the person who put it on for a specific time, by then closing the door, they're.
Something, yes. Then you're not allowed to do that.
And the soap you gotta have inside of it, right?
Yeah, that's the least problem.
You can you add soap?
You could add soap. There's nothing wrong with that. But usually it's inside the machine.
So, we have a housekeeper who always comes on Thursdays, so now this year, since everything's on Thursday, she really can't do all the stuff she really usually does.
She can do the laundry, right?
Or no laundry or vacuum cleaner or none of this stuff. So it's very limited.
Right, it's very limited.
On Sunday.
Well, I'll have to talk to my wife about reorganizing.
Right, that's very important. Even Hamoed, shiksa cannot. In my neighborhood, this is very negated. They all have full-time shiksas, many people, and you can't have the shiksa do the laundry, even though she wants to do it on her own. You can't do that.
What about vacuuming?
Hamoed, you can vacuum. There's nothing wrong.
So it's really just the laundry.
Laundry she can't do.
Everything else she
Yeah, she can wash dishes, laundry, wash the floors.
Yom Tov, no.
No,
This Shabbos, my housekeeper started laundry on Shabbos. Should I have not told her don't do?
yeah, you should have told her not to do it.
I told her not to do it. She went and turned it off.
That's good. It's okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So what's she gonna do in the meantime? Just sit there and what?
No, she did it.
And eat?
Okay. Stop away.